Ryan, disappointing performance and result this afternoon here at Parkview Road. Can you sum that up, please?
Yeah, I think today was an off day. There's no doubt about that. You know, I'll praise the players when they deserve it. But I'm an honest man. Everyone knows that about me. I'll tell you straight. And I've told the players in there, in no uncertain terms, they're very aware of how I feel about today's performance. It wasn't a good day for us. We didn't play well. We didn't attack them well. We made bad decisions. Albeit their goal was fortunate from the corner. They still had numerous half chances in the first half. They had more pressure than we had. But we had two good chances ourselves, you'll remember, in Troy and Bradley Satch. But having got to 0-0 at half time, I was convinced that we would be better in the second half. And then concede the goal from the corner so quickly, it really didn't help us at all. You know, in terms of the timing of it. We did have a plan that we had to get through the next 15 minutes and then look at the subs in a positive manner rather than trying to catch up 1-0 down. So yeah, the second goal quite soon afterwards, I'm not going to point fingers at players because they do give me everything. A couple of decisions were poor today, and unfortunately one of those led to a goal. So 2-0, the game is certainly in their hands, and I thought they managed it quite well. We tried a number of things to get us going, change the shape, personnel, etc. We just one of those days where nothing was kind of no fluidity. There was no fluidity or control, which is so unlike us. So I'm going to put it down to a bad day at the office, and one that we have to really pick the bones out of as a squad, and then go again positively.
From the first whistle, they just seemed to start so much quicker than us. We just really didn't seem to get going. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, as I say, I think we were slow out the blocks. I think potentially, we had two strikers today, and maybe we felt as if we would go back to the front a bit quicker. But we then ignored the midfield in terms of getting some control. It's okay going back to front, but you also have to have triggers in time and the movement. And we didn't have that because I think we were again just going a little bit. We didn't go direct with quality, so it came back at times. Although we had the two opportunities, I don't think we had an awful lot for how we were trying to play. I'd rather we took our foot, put our foot on the ball, and passed it a little bit more and mixed our game up. We didn't do that, but they were certainly more on the front foot than us. And as I say, they had the half chances, they had a bit more territory. Although we defended well first half, we did, but then again we had to. I think that's important. We shouldn't have to defend so much. We did, and having done that so well, as I say, I was convinced that we would play better in the second half. But we at the start of the second half, really coming out ourselves.
And you said you spoke to the players in the dressing room. What is the feeling in the dressing room from the players?
Well, I'll keep that in there. I'm not best pleased. There's no grey area for that one. They're very well aware of how I feel right now. Yeah, there's been a few home truths said, which you'd expect. There's nothing not normal, pretty standard stuff really. But we have an agreement, the players and I, and we have a good relationship as well, really good, because they're good, honest, good boys, and they've been doing well recently. It was only a game and a half ago, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, that we were 6th in the form guide. So got to keep it relative. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And listen, this is not my first rodeo. I've been doing this a while in terms of fighting my way out of relegation with different teams. So I understand there's ebb and flows and twists and turns. But I'm never too high when we win. I'm also never too low when we lose.
Now there's no game Tuesday night, so we've got 5 days to train, a couple of training sessions. Yep. So difficult game next week, going to Folkestone and Victor. How are you going to get the boys up for that?
Well, I think, if I'm honest, I shouldn't have to do a lot, should I? Ultimately, it's this is a great club. They're lucky to be playing for Willing, and I do remind them of that. And it's a game of football. I shouldn't have to be getting players up for it. I think all they have to do is manage this disappointing performance and result. That's what they have to do. Manage that. Yes, I can aid them with that and help them with that, but ultimately, everything comes within the individual. Me on a personal note, I'm angry we lost. I'm more angry about the performance. I can take a defeat because sometimes it happens when you don't deserve it. Same way as you win a game when you don't deserve it. But the manner of the defeat has annoyed me big time. So on a personal note, the game can't come quick enough. and I need to get us in the right frame of mind for that game. Yeah, it's focusing away, blah blah blah. But listen, it's 11v11, and we have to go there with confidence.
Well, disappointing result today, but best luck for next week.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.